Zandi Dlamini was unlike anyone in her small town of Pietermaritzburg. At 22, she was full of dreams, quiet ones, loud ones, strange ones, but the deepest ones always came at night. She believed in soul ties, in energy, in love that existed long before the first hello. Since childhood, Zandi had recurring dreams, vivid, strange, and strangely comforting. In them was a man. She never saw his full face. Sometimes just the side of his jaw. Other times, his hands. And always, his voice. He would whisper her name like a prayer. Zandi. Soft. Familiar. Like he knew her, deeply. They met by rivers. Under tall trees. Lying side by side on sun-warmed grass. They spoke without speaking. Laughed without sound. Loved without limits. And each time she woke up, her heart ached a little more. She never told anyone. Not her gogo, who raised her. Not Zama, her fiery best friend. Not even herself, not out loud. Who would understand? That she was in love with someone her mind had never met, but her soul remembered. Zandi's days were full. She studied literature. Helped her gogo run the Spoza shop. Went to poetry events. And danced barefoot at music festivals. But always, she was searching. Listening for that voice. Looking for that feeling. She tried dating. A few times. But no one ever came close. No one said her name like he did. No one made her breath catch the way the dream did. One day, over coffee, Zoma teased her. Maybe you're dreaming of your soulmate, Chami. One day, your spirit will just say, there you are. Zandi smiled. But whispered under her breath. What if he's just a dream? It happened on a Thursday. The sky was grey. She almost didn't go to the open mic in Kempton Park. She had a headache. Her poems felt unfinished. But something inside pulled her. She boarded the train. Took a window seat. Plugged in her earphones. And then. A soft voice. Excuse me, is this seat taken? She looked up. And time stopped. She didn't need to see his full face. She just knew. The stillness in her chest. The pull in her bones. The way her breath seemed to pause and listen. I'm Bonga, he said. She whispered. Zandi. Their hands brushed as he sat down. And just like that. They began. They spoke like people who had been waiting forever. About music. About the stars. About fear. And stories. And childhood dreams. Then, Bonga paused. I used to dream about a girl, he said. By a river. She would whisper my name. He looked at her carefully. Zandi, right? Her eyes welled up. You used to call my name in my dreams, she whispered. His smile was quiet. Then I finally found you. In life and in sleep. And from that moment, everything changed. Weeks turned into months. Their love didn't rush. It unfolded, like dawn. They visited rivers. Hilltops. Old villages. Places Zandi had seen in her dreams. Places Bonga remembered from his past. And each time, he would turn to her and say, I remember this too. It was as if their love had lived before. Sometimes, she wondered, were we lovers in another life? Were we always meant to find our way back? They made a home together. A small flat with a balcony garden. Books everywhere. Music always playing. Bonga would hum while cooking oats. He danced like no one was watching. He kissed her like poems read aloud. Zandi woke each morning with gratitude for the man who once lived only in dreams, now sleeping beside her, real and warm. But even soul-deep love gets tested. One day, Bonga received an offer. A 2-year architectural residency in Germany. A dream job. A life-changing opportunity. That night, they lay on the couch in silence. Her head on his chest. His fingers in her hair. If you go, she whispered, will you come back? He kissed her forehead. I'll always come back to you, he said. Even in dreams. And so, he left. The hardest goodbye. They stayed connected. Calls. Letters. Video chats under stars. But nothing replaced his skin. Nothing replaced his scent, or the weight of his presence in the bed. Zandi stayed strong. But sometimes, the longing felt like wind through cracked windows. She returned to her rooftop. She stared at the sky. She spoke to him, with her heart. Then, Gogo passed away. Quietly. Peacefully. Zandi buried her beneath a marula tree. The same kind from her dreams. Bonga couldn't be there. But she felt him. She felt both her losses at once. That night, she dreamt of Gogo. You see, my girl, she said. Love always finds its way. Even if it takes a lifetime. 2 years later. Zandi boarded the same train. Same route. Same seat. But no music this time. Only memory. And quiet hope. She held a photograph of them, smiling under a tree. Then, a voice. Excuse me, is this seat taken? She turned. It was him. Bolder. Wiser. Home. He held a small marula sapling in his hands. For your rooftop, he said. So you'll never forget the tree that brought us back. She said nothing. Just leaned into him. And he into her. Like two souls, finally resting. Years later. Zandi stood in a classroom, teaching storytelling to wide-eyed young writers. A girl raised her hand. Ma'am, do soulmates really exist? Zandi smiled. Yes, she said softly. Sometimes, they visit you in dreams long before you meet them. And sometimes, if your spirit stays open, they'll come to you in waking life. The classroom was quiet. She closed her lesson with a whisper, love doesn't always begin when two people meet. Sometimes, it begins when one person remembers.